One other concept that we use in our list of stack positioning elements is called the DISG model. Depending on which language you're in, it's sometimes written DISG or DISC. There are also many other variations of this. For example, there's a known German public speaking and coach for personal development, and he basically rebranded this whole concept into different personality types. One is the shark, one is the dolphin, one is the owl, and one is the whale. There's also a way to use this model just with colors, which would be red, green, blue, and yellow. And I can basically show to you here that that's what it looks like. It's like a model that it's similar to the value map of the limbic map, but with personality types. So I'm not going to go super deep into how this model exactly works, because again, you can spend dozens and dozens of hours mastering the DISG model. And back then I had worksheets where I studied this so deep that for all the different colors, I had like a sheet that stated all the different information about one color. For example, a person could be mainly red, or a person could be mainly blue. And depending on that main color, that is derived from different personality aspects and way this person thinks and acts. And it's just very interesting to know all this. And this is very much used in pretty much every sales organization, because the job of a salesman is to very quickly assess what kind of DISG model character you are. Are you a red person? Are you a yellow person? Are you a blue person? Are you a green person? And be careful, these are also colors, just like the spiral dynamics model has its colors. But they are vastly different, and they do not correlate, and they basically don't have anything to do with each other. So if you use these colors, like you see someone on the street and you say, hey, you're a very red person, or you have a very red audience or a very blue audience, depending on your research, you need to be sure that you don't conflict this with spiral dynamics colors, which also sometimes have red, blue, green, and yellow stages. So when we talk about spiral dynamics, I call it stages. Oh, this is a stage yellow person, very stage green, very stage blue here. And when I use these colors, I would most likely say just the color, or I would say, hey, a very DISG green action here, or a very DISG green, DISG yellow move. And so this concept is extremely valuable because you can use it in both ways, actually. You can figure out that most of your audience is, for example, DISG yellow or DISG red. And then you can use it as one of the stack positioning things, like you figure out your spiral dynamics stage, and you figure out your audience's limbic map, and you figure out your audience's DISG strengths and DISG parameters, and then you use them in your marketing, in your copywriting, and you appeal to that. Another idea how you can use DISG is actually to appeal to different people within your same audience. Because imagine you sell weight loss or you sell muscle gain products. Then muscle gain doesn't really have anything to do with the personality. Like, okay, you would say most people are maybe red and potentially yellow, but you can definitely also see blue and green people buying that same product. So what you could do is you could have one landing page that is like very, very red, and you have all the red people sent to this landing page because, for example, you use a very red ad at the beginning that only appeal to red people, and you send them to a red page and a red funnel, which converts the red people very well. And then you have a blue ad. For example, red would be very much about like the emotion of dominance through muscle growth. And this is like a very masculine kind of ad that pride, like with pride and victory and like strength and power. And so this could be a very red content angle. And on the other side are, for example, blue people that approach the whole topic of muscle gain and fitness much more methodically, much more data-based, fact-based. They're very interested to figure out the best possible way to come up with a great trainings plan, a meal prep plan, and they are like very different when it comes to how they think and what's their personality type. And so for them, you could come up with an Excel spreadsheet that shows the absolute best training volume plan for muscle growth. And they would be very interested in that, while the red person doesn't really think like this. But in the end, both by your fitness product or your fitness coaching, just through different funnels. And you would have a red ad, a red funnel, and a red page for the reds. And you would have a blue ad, a blue page, a blue funnel for the blue people. But still, in the end, both buy the exact same product. Because the product offers everything. A product most likely has lots of features, and different people have different reasons why they buy. And the blue person would buy your course because of all the amazing data that you put into your work and research, and the Excel list and the PDF guides and everything. While as the red person buys it because of the manly, masculine appeal, or of the becoming the number one whatever aspiration that your brand kind of depicts, right? So there are different ways and areas that you could use the DISG model, just like the limbic map and the spiral dynamics model. I think this is very helpful. And in the next video, I'm going to talk even more about what's important when you write copy, when you come up with your ads, your landing pages, and what makes good content good. Because, I mean, we're talking about what are the different areas that the sub part of content is made out of. So far, we have story, we have the knowledge about pain and pleasure, we have knowledge about features and benefits, we have the knowledge about DISG, and we have 3 more to go. See you in the next video.